Hi guys, Zero here, and welcome to Let's Play RuneScape. It looks like there will not be a behind-the-scenes video released by Jagex on the RuneScape channel, but that's okay. I think the reason why they're not doing a video this week is that it would probably spoil the World Wakes. And they don't want to do that just yet. They want to give people as much opportunity as possible, and I'm going to try and do the same thing. So that might be a bit tricky, but yesterday, Mod Emilee posted this thread, the World Wakes and the RS timeline. Pretty interesting. If you're looking for the thread, you can go to the recent game updates. You'll find it sticky there, and I think it'll probably be there for the next several days. But what they're talking about is basically that the World Wakes as a quest is so massive that it's going to affect so much to follow. Basically, everything that goes on from here on out is going to be affected by this quest and by other things that have happened in the past that led up to that quest. So, as a result, some quests are going to be considered to be part of the past. And I think that kind of makes sense. Now, the first question is which quests, and we're going to get to that. But before we do, what they also say is that this is going to be a bit like the holiday event for the Easter holidays. And the idea is that what this day in game is going to represent isn't something outside the game. It's going to represent something that is part of the story of RuneScape. So it's something entirely different, right? And if I had to guess, what I think is that one day soon is going to mark the very first day of the sixth age of RuneScape. Now, ages are kind of arbitrary in one sense, at least so far as I know about RuneScape. It's just a time period, right? And they're usually marked by something significant. Well, in this case, that significant thing has a whole lot to do with the World Wakes. And if you haven't played the quest, go and play it because it's awesome. You only need level 140 combat. I mean, not everybody's going to be able to grind that up so quickly, but try to avoid spoilers if you can. But even if little things creep in, it's an awesome, awesome quest. So do check that out. The sooner the better. So next week, I think we're going to start the sixth age, and something is going to happen which marks the beginning of that. It's so hard to avoid talking about what that's going to be, and I've got a few really interesting guesses. Probably won't be able to speculate about that because it'd ruin the quest at this point. But we're gonna know soon enough. So yeah. So let's see what else is there. Surely all quests only in the past once I've completed them. From next week, we'll be considering that the World Wakes will be in the past from the perspective of RuneScape's timeline. Essentially, from next week, beginning on the 11th of March, the events of the World Wakes and a number of other quests may be referenced in the content, regardless of whether or not you've completed those quests. Yeah, totally fine. I think, I think it's really neat to see a big storyline developing. It'll make it so much easier for them to have characters that are much more deep. There's more to them. What else? Okay, so let's see here. Why are you moving into the past? Does it mean I can't play World Wakes after this week? So it looks like you'll be able to play all the quests. Maybe not. Maybe not all. Definitely World Wakes. Probably all of the quests. Yeah, I mean, there's a lot to consider there. I don't think I necessarily understand all of it either. But these are the quests that are being considered part of the past after March 11th. And there's 20 of them here. And the list is kind of interesting. Most of them are to do with the Majorat. There's something like 11 or 12 quests here listed that are Majorat related quest lines, which is pretty crazy. I mean, the Majorat are playing a big role recently. and I don't want to talk more about that either, because you guys got to play the quest. It's awesome. Um, so what I decided to do, right? I mean, if we look at these quests and think, okay, well, what are these quests about? Why, where do they occur? And maybe what can we figure out about the in-game content based on that? What I decided to do was look at the world map. So here we've got the world map, and I've listed these quests. All the ones in bold are ones that are explicitly part of the Majrat questline, but other ones fit too, and I probably missed a few and stuff like that. But then I went ahead and marked them all on the world map. So you've got these dots everywhere, right? The red dots are for quest starts that are underground, and these black dots are ones where, sure, you start the quest somewhere else, but most of the quest actually goes on in another place. Like the more significant parts of that quest go on elsewhere. So when you do that, there's these kind of interesting clusters. We've got some in the wilderness, just, this one Majrak quest. I think the wilderness might undergo a lot of changes. We know that the war bands are coming soon. Awesome. Can't wait for that. But we've got like maybe half of all of the quests are in the desert, right? They involve desert gods, the desert pantheon, right? This group collection of gods. They involved the Sphinx. Uh, they involved the Dorkish Khan. I don't know how to pronounce Dorkishun. Dorkishun, I think it is. These are like an underground race of goblins. Hopefully, I'm not spoiling too much for anybody. Really interesting quest line. I think that there's a lot they can do with those guys that would be pretty interesting. So these guys are basically living under the desert. I wasn't able to figure out exactly where because it's underground and it's hard to match up. But I think something really big is going to happen to or in or surrounding or related to the desert. Something's going to happen there. It might mean that the face of RuneScape itself is changed. I mean, during the Second Age, the God Wars were going on, and that was a massive event that changed the face of the wilderness, right? Before then, there was like cities and kingdoms and all kinds of stuff. Now it's just a wasteland, right? So when huge, significant things happen to the face of RuneScape, it can change a huge area, and maybe that kind of thing is going to happen. Not sure. We've also got this weird cluster around Ardurn, which is kind of neat. Um, these quests, I mean, we've got one here for, what is it now? Temple of Ikov. I think that's related to the Majrat, yeah. Um, this ninth one, the Hazel Cult, also has a Majrat element. I don't know. It's interesting. And the Fight Arena, you also have a Majrat there, but they're just all right here. I don't know. Maybe I would be interested to know what you guys think because I haven't thought about this too deeply. I'm pretty confident that something big is going to happen to the desert, if I had to guess. I think we are looking at moving into the sixth age, and something else is going to happen that's significant, that's going to mark that transition. Because the World Wakes, we've already played that. Um, I don't know. I mean, it could be the World Wakes. That would a big enough quest for sure. But yeah, just a few things to look forward to. So that's all I've got for today. Thanks very much for watching, guys. I will see you all next time.